Hi everyone, Master Crop here for Fair Oaks Family Taekwondo. This video is for your white belt basics, specifically your hand techniques. So for our white belts, they're going to begin by learning different blocks. So something to think about with every block, every strike in Taekwondo, it's going to have what we call snap in it, which means at the end of the move, the technique is going to rotate over. So our first one is our high block. For this one, I'm going to start with my hand across my section. I'm going to have my pinky finger kind of on these ribs over here. My other hand is going to be closed on top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move both hands. My top hand moves down to my belt and rotates. My bottom hand comes up past my face, past my eyes, and then like I mentioned that snap, it's going to rotate away from my forehead. I'm going to have about one hand distance away from my head to my wrist. So a full speed high block looks like this. Chamber, high block. Now for our middle blocks, this is going to be a block that blocks our middle, something from our shoulders down to our belt line. For our traditional middle block, we're going to start with our opposite hand being chambered for a punch out towards the solar plex. The other hand is going to chamber up, and the hand is going to be up around eye level. I want to make sure that my hand, my arm, is outside of 90 degrees. So if my hand is straight up and down, in Taekwondo, we don't know if that's a strike or a block. So I want to be out here a little bit to ensure that it's a block. My hand is turned away from me, and what's going to happen is my punching hand pulls to my belt, just like at the high block, and then this hand's going to drop down and in front of me, so it's down at my shoulder, and at the last moment, it rotates. I'm going to, again, be blocking with my wrist just below the wrist bone. So what this looks like full speed, I chamber, get hand up here at the head level, down to the body level. From here, we have a different body block, what we call an inner forearm block. So instead of coming from the outside in, this is going to come from the inside and go out. What I'm going to do is chamber just like my high block across the belly and on top, but this time I'm going to turn my bottom hand with my thumb against my body, against my ribs. My bottom hand this time is going to go outside the elbow, right past my mouth, down to my shoulder, and at that last moment I turn my hand. My other hand pulls to my belt and rotates. So a faster version looks like this. Full speed looks like this. Again, thumb against you for this one for an inner forearm block. And I'm blocking with the inside of my forearm. Now, the opposite version would also be true. For this one, I'm going to chamber exactly like my high block. My pinky against my ribs, my other hand on top, again, closed hands like this. This one's going to go outside my elbow, just like the inner forearm block, right past my face, down to my shoulder, and then rotate out. My other hand again pulls to the belt and rotates and snaps. Full speed for an outer forearm block, again, pinky against me this time, outer forearm block. Now, there's one final block for our white belts. We did our high block above the shoulders. We did our 3 body blocks, our middle blocks, and now we're going to do our low block. This is one that will block below the belt. So for this one, I'm going to again close my fists. My pinky finger is going to come up on this collar of my uniform and touch right by my collarbone. My other hand wraps around me again, this time my thumb against me on this side. My bottom hand, again, going to pull to my belt and then rotate. My bottom hand comes down and at the last moment goes flat. What I'm looking for is this to be in alignment with my leg, because that's what I'm blocking. If I end up blocking over here, I didn't block anything. There's still something going to hit me. And if I end up blocking over here, I probably missed that opportunity. So full speed for my low block, again, pinky finger on the collarbone right here, thumb against you right here on the ribs underneath the elbow. Full speed, block. What you can do to practice your low block, make sure it's at the right distance, is if you're in a front stance, my hand should be about 1 to 2 fists away from my knee. So if I put a fist here, put that hand on top, that's about where my low block should finish. If I finish up here, I can't really tell what it is. So 1 fist, maybe 2 fists, right about there is what we're looking for our low blocks. Again, these are your basic white belt blocks for your basics.